Surviving 100 days in a Minecraft world is hard. It represents 33 hours and 40 minutes of real world time, which can only be reduced by up to 17 hours by sleeping every single night. Long-term survival worlds, however, are all about going above and beyond that, and today's realm review will be exclusively looking at those. Any world with the days played feature turned on is going to be a candidate today, and I'm going to be able to show you the real world time that it takes to make an iconic build like this, or what happens when you spend double as much as that, or 10 times as much as that time. But wait until you see the world from the end of this. It is absolutely insane the amount of time you can pour into a Minecraft world, and I'm going to show you what it achieves today. But let's start on the low end of the spectrum, with around 105 to 210 hours poured in, and it looks like they sat around and did nothing for those hours until you look around. Ooh. I think this server might have a state religion, and it might be me? If I'm looking at this tower correct? I've accidentally made the world played for slightly longer, so one of these 790 days is actually me, but let's go out and explore what the world has. What am I seeing to the left here? Toy Cat is yes. Oh my god. How did they possibly... This is such a ridiculously large building. I'm starting to question how you'd even do this within 700 days. Maybe wrongfully so, but they clearly spent some time with some emeralds, or whatever block that happens to be. They've spent some time building some military-style flags and a giant tower, but they also fit in some time deliberately to make a Toy Cat is Yes monument, which I guess I have to go and see, right? The interiors are suffering a tiny bit for having nothing inside of them, but it's still such a huge room with such a good view over the rest of the world. I love that this clearly started as a village and has become something much, much more. These villagers didn't know what they'd been paying for. Oh, the realm is apparently on peaceful. That is something unexpected, but yeah, it means that even despite that being true, it makes sense to me to just jump off a bunch of things and just hope I don't die, which is working. I love that all of this has been crafted with just one pen full of communist sheep, which I guess kind of makes sense. There's a lot of stone being used here, a lot of quartz, and a lot of deep slate, but surprisingly not that much of everything else. Why does the giant prison-looking building have a children's play park in it? I am starting to be concerned. Okay, you know what? Actually, I make a lot of comments about how I love when people make lore in their own Minecraft worlds. This person has made lore, and that lore just so happens to be a supreme dictator pig that's in charge with a sheep second-hand man, and also apparently a cult of personality around me. So what's to hate here? Not very much. Love this realm. If you spend a little bit over double that amount of time though, you get this instead. Apparently unfinished roads, oh, terrible, and also all sorts of odd buildings in the background, including a lighthouse. Huh. This is a vastly different approach to building a world because they've gone very far outward in basically every direction. They've also got a road which almost connects it all, but they got a little lazy over here. A little curious about as to how that happened, but yeah, let's try and see... Oh, they've got a Microsoft logo going on here too. But let's try and see as many of the little corners of this as we can. Oh, there's someone in the world here. That's very handy. Hello, GameSteak 042528. It's nice to see you. Oh, wait. Thank you very much. Hey, Toy Cat, if you're reading this, then welcome to Project Happy. This is a 4-year-old world from 1.16. Wow, this time has been played in just 4 years by himself and his brother. It was heavily inspired by myself, Stampy, and Hermitcraft. Well, that gets me curious. Let's load up some stuff. It's a lovely chest, and let's see what's going on here today, shall we? I kind of want to shoot the bow at something. I need something to hurt, so it's going to be that dog over there. I'm sorry. Ooh. Can't show that on the video. You can tell that this is a survival Minecraft world played for the sake of survival in the sense that they spend hours going through and getting every single enchantment here in tradable fashion. Once you go past the 1,000 day marker, you can spend your time on doing all sorts of wild things, and although this isn't perfectly complete, the fact that it's anywhere close is pretty nutty, right? And there's also a zombie in a boat coming out over here. But yeah, this room by itself represents hours and hours of work. And that's before we talk about the roof which goes on top of it. I mean, it's weird. They have the ugliest combination of planks and deep slate, sorry to say. But then they have a very expensive ceiling. And thank you for understanding my needs, GameSteak. You know, it's commonly said that anticipating someone's need is what true love is, and that's what I'm feeling for this realm right now. Actually, you know what? Take that back. There's just 4 random pillars of calcite here. I would love to understand the purpose or meaning. Okay. Nope, not going to understand that anytime soon. At the same time as builds that clearly take hours and hours to make, it's fun seeing worlds like this with things that could have been made yesterday at the exact same time, and so this obviously isn't one of them. This is clearly hundreds of hours of work that went into this. I mean that a little more seriously when I look at this mangrove wood barn. I actually really like this. It's simple and clearly could do with some slight changes, but it is quite nice, right? Am I crazy for thinking that? The same is true when looking at this copper brick house or this giant tower next to the road. You can see that once you get to this stage, your builds can be individual builds. Sure, you can spend a few days on an individual one, but it's kind of fun to start to link them together. So this road connects all sorts of big fancy builds to all sorts of weird ones, like this Microsoft logo, and then what looks like, oh, I bet they built mini games based on what I see on the outside here. Oh, you better believe I'm so excited for this one. I want to know what's inside. Okay, you know, I'm guessing it has to be manually done spleef, but I'm hoping that Mr. GameSteak would like to play some with me. Oh, that must be, I feel like that is, you can say no, it's okay, that's cool, you know, it's like my friends when I ask if anyone wants to do something fun and exciting. Instead of just getting a no, you somehow get something that feels worse. Anyway, speaking of things that feel worse than a no, we also see the end of the road over here and the kind of ascent of the world into future planning. Oh, the other guy left the realm too. They left me in absolute... Okay, that's fine. I like when you get far enough into a world, you can start building your houses with all sorts of oddball ingredients. In creative, everyone's just used to doing this all the time, so all sorts of creative builders are just used to that. But it's so cool when you finally step up going from, like, cobblestone houses to ones that can be made out of fully featured concrete. It just looks really great from the outside. I just really wanted to play Spleef, you know? Oh, is there a button I've got to press? No. Okay, no, we don't need to play it, it's cool. I love that you can see two very different types of projects here. Here's a massive utility one for getting all of the foods and all of the items and all of the everything else. And then just up here, it's like, yeah, we got every single tree. A surprisingly important goal to have in Minecraft Survival, and a cool one to spot when you see it around. I've been intending to work out forever a better way to actually blend in all the trees together, because this is always my instinct to just place them down together too, and it never really comes to anything. Yeah, it's gotta be said, there's no individual massive impressive build to look at, but when you consider how much time each of these projects will have taken to get the stuff, get the gear to get the stuff, and then to actually build it and grab the resources for it, it's pretty insane what you can accomplish in 1800 days. But, just for fun, what if we doubled this again? In fact, what if instead of doubling it, we tripled it before going to our next world? And I guess at this point, we should really start to question, what do the days played in a Minecraft world matter? The short answer to that question is the same as my friend here when I asked him if he'd play Spleef with me, because no, obviously, the days played in a Minecraft world is easy to manipulate, and outside of outright cheating, you could always just sit there AFK for 3 months to achieve the days played that our next world actually has. But if you're honestly committed to a world, it is a cool thing to have to show. I personally love being able to see the days played in a long-term survival world because it gives you a feel as to just how old that world might be in a sense that isn't just reflected in pure time. My Let's Play world has been around since 2012 but has just over 6,000 days in it, whereas there are some worlds that have that same amount of time in just 3 or 4 years. That tells you about the intensity of play, and there's just so much that can be gleaned from this one little stat that even though it's not perfect, I think that whether you're seeing it as a trophy or a reminder of how much time you're wasting, I think it's a great feature, and it allows us to see that there is so much going on in a Minecraft world, and it also allows us to see that really this is a game that you can pour so much longer into than any other. I think that in any other game, by the time you're getting to the point of spending hundreds of real-world hours in there, you'll have 100%ed that game, but I think it's fair to say that every single world we go into still has more left to do, and so let's prove that with Wafferty Landia. That's an interesting name. This is a world that's been played for just over 6,000 days, and you can actually see that in the scale of some of the things being made here. It is slightly fewer than the Let's Play world has been around for, but it's a similar scale to get similar projects done in. Wow, is that a sugarcane farm I see? I sure do think it is. But yeah, you can see all sorts of lovely things here, such as these letter banners and this giant wolf, builds that I actually do quite like in their own ways. Oh look, a sniffer egg too. I also like just how many weird and unique builds there are. You can can see that there's a bunch of houses around here, and almost all of them are going to be built from different resources and different ingredients. That's actually something I really like. Today is going to be my Long Boy Play to Win stream, where for every Long Boy, I'm going to actually build a different house, and so it's going to be fun to take a little inspiration as to how to make some of these good, because, you know, let's be honest, you go too tall in a house and it looks a bit strange. Oh, actually, I kind of like this anyway. So I don't like this at all, though. But yeah, one of the things I always like about doing these realm reviews are the weird bits of inspiration you can hopefully take from them. Like at this block over there looks so cool. So this ice path was built in 2023, and it's a very cool feature in this world. I guess I can't die, so I'm just going to take this all the way over to that pretty block over there. Or right here instead, I guess. Yeah, I love this. This is the sort of thing that's just so hard to do, you know, like in a meaningful way. Placing blocks in a way that looks random is actually quite hard. So the fact that they pulled this off and it has windows is really cool. It's also got a livable interior if you needed it to have one, which is nice. I think this is a great use of a mesa biome. It seems to be where they make some slightly more experimental things, and it all kind of works in my opinion. I don't know what that is, though. I think there's one very logical place that we can get a good view from, and, you know, it's the only thing here that goes to sky height. Oh, I love that! They've got a house next to it! Wow, this is the best-looking house I've seen yet. It just looks so perfect. I wonder how they built this. This guy loves you, Toy Cat. Toy Cat's house was built on the 18th of April, 2023. Oh my god! I love that the stairs are reversed. This is the back door we're entering through right now. What a thing. What a thing indeed. I hope there's a bed in the attic. Oh no, there's not. There's not even a way out of the attic. Oh, here's the attic. Okay, it's reversed, but only in some parts. I love that they made this, and I have to give some real credit to anyone who makes one of these in their worlds. I think it's one of the most charming things. Sometimes on YouTube, you just see the numbers and you're like, wow, I guess people have decided I don't exist anymore. But it's so cool to see people who have the dedication to put something like this in their world. Thank you, man. Also, congrats on 2,000 subscribers. I assume that's what that means. Or maybe watching 2,000 YouTube videos. But either way, yeah, it sounds like this is someone who has some real dedication to their craft. And this is what their world looks like from above. You can see they go through various different building styles, but they actually kind of connect in a cohesive way. I think the weirdest part of this world probably is the mesa biome, but I kind of like the idea of having a little experimental section of the world to mix in with the rest. So many people have such a grand plan for their world that they don't feel like they can actually just play around anymore, and to me that's part of the joy of Minecraft, is being able to do that. I know some people feel like you have to go into a creative world to test anything, but I like the idea that you can just come out here and work on whatever you feel like. If that's a tiny little village, oh, I like this one a lot, then so be it. And so, after 6,000 days, awesome job, man. I hope that you keep this up. But you know what else I hope someone keeps up? Not my horse, certainly. Our next world here, which is our first one which has been played for slightly longer than my Let's Play world. Just to be clear, I don't think the Let's Play is one of the longest Minecraft worlds out there. I'm sure there are actually thousands of worlds that have been played longer, but I want to see as many of those as I can. I think the Let's Play world is perhaps the longest lasting world on YouTube that is continuously played in terms of days played, but even then it's something that really kind of comes down to how you measure these things. But what isn't down to how you measure things is this next world. This one is over 7,000 days old, and as you can see, they've used it for some good stuff. I actually feel like I must have been in this world before, based on the fact that I have such a low hunger in this world, and also just judging by the fact that I obviously see a big salmon and I see a note block song. I feel like maybe I've seen this before. But yeah, I'm going to play this note block song just to be sure. So there's only two logical things this can be. I think it's either got to be Other Side or it's got to be the Soviet, the March anthem. So, yeah, it's the Soviet one. Communist Big Salmon is coming in like a wrecking ball. Absolutely comrade Big Salmon. This is a very pleasant diversion. Anytime we remember the Big Salmon wrecking ball, I feel like is a good time. Do, do, do. Beautiful. Absolutely. I am so fascinated by this world, but we must leave it for even more played pastures. This next world has been played for 7,510 Minecraft days. That is kind of nuts by itself, and seemingly uses the fantasy texture pack all the way from the old Minecraft console edition days. What a throwback that is. And the only thing that I was told as this was sent to me was that they were really big on destruction projects, something that I think I can actually, you know, maybe I didn't need to be told that actually. They've got a lovely mangrove tree over there, but otherwise there is a huge area of destruction, and whoa, look at the size of that sugarcane farm. At some point, have you gone too big on your sugarcane farm? The answer certainly here seems to be no. Oh my god. I can't comprehend the scale of the sugarcane. Or of the destruction, to be totally honest. But they are trying to destroy an area that is so big it takes a genuine while to walk around, all the way down to what I'm assuming is the old Bedrock layer. We could jump down and find out, I guess. You know what? I need the hunger boost anyway. So down there, that's glass. Wait, why is there so much glass? What is this? Oh my god, they're building something with all these gradients. I just can't tell what it is. What? Why did they make this much glass, and why did they place it so regularly on the way down? I have so many questions. But yeah, I was correct in assuming it only went down to old Bedrock layer. So this is a project that's been going on for a while. And it's kind of cool to see, actually. If you had a world which was entirely destroyed down to Bedrock, it would be really cool to see after, you know, the update comes out, because you'd be able to see stuff like this. So yeah, they're using glass as a way to preserve the old world. Whoa, they got a geode perfectly underneath their destruction. This is actually kind of nutty on a level I really can't even properly explain. But yeah, one of the things I love about all of this, is this the glass smelter? No, it's a bucket. Wait, okay, maybe over here? There's the glass? What were they smelting? I need to know so bad. They clearly used a lot of lava to do so. But I'm guessing it has to be the glass with the auto smelter here. But yeah, so there is a fun thing in Minecraft that you can spend 7,000 days building all sorts of crazy big things, or you can spend 7,000 days destroying your entire world, or at least a old-sized pocket edition world. And I love the variety there is in just this same thing. And that's my point, is after thousands of hours played, where does this lead? After thousands and thousands of hours played, in any other game, you would all converge upon doing basically the same thing, right? You'd have run out of big goals to achieve, but because in Minecraft you set your own goals, even after 10 times as long, you still wouldn't have finished everything that there is to do in the game. And that is one of the beauties of it. What the heck am I looking at? I really don't know. I just know that I am amazed by what has been done here. But now is a good time to point out that everything you've seen so far in this video has been, you know, like a huge progress and a huge accomplishment. But it all kind of stemmed because I was wondering what the longest played survival world from someone that I knew would be. I want to know, anyone who watches these videos, if you have a very long-term survival world that maybe has more than 7,000 days. And the reason I asked this is because one of the worlds I was most floored by was one I viewed from one of my editors recently. His name is Amble, and I want to show you his world next. Because I assumed forever that one of my editors, the person who works on my shorts, was someone who was really passionate about creativity and editing, and that they played Minecraft, you know, some amount, sure, but sometimes you can't perfectly judge how things are going to be, and this realm is a great example of that. So without further ado, here is a Minecraft world that has been played for 13,187 days. What is that in real world time? I need to literally convert this on the spot. 2,200 to 4,400 hours. 91 days. Not off, you know, a lapse time like, oh yeah, they mostly played it most of the day, 91 days. No, 91 days of 24 hours a day of Minecraft is the minimum if you were sleeping every night. And after 13,000 days, let's be honest, you're not going to be able to do that. That is ridiculous. What? We'll leave aside the cake biome and the ridiculous tunnels through the nether. I really like these, by the way. And the foxes that are kept in boats here for reasons I'm not too sure about. And instead we'll come back to the overworld to instead start with the spawn map, which as you can see doesn't look that amazingly crazy by itself. And a book that says Toycat won't read this. Gotta admit, give them credit. A lot of people, their biggest complaint is I miss a part of their world or I miss their spawn book. I feel like it's really hard to work out what an average new player joining your world actually sees. So, good job, the credit for him for spotting that. Also, credit for him for giving me A bed, some item, lots of fun things if I want to, as well as a Toy Cat shulker box, specific for me. Whoa, that's a lot of good stuff. Gonna equip this all right now, if you don't mind me doing so. Now my plan is to just eat my comfort food over and over again. Oh, wait, what? Why are the golden apples adding? Is that a Minecraft bug? Wait, is that meant to happen? There was no add-ons on this server. It's pure vanilla Minecraft. Let me test that. Okay, we're in survival now. Don't question the pack here. Oh, how long does this work for? Can you just do it infinitely? Oh, it goes all the way up to 8. That is something I did not know. Yeah, I'm excited for you to see this video, by the way. But it's just a little side project we've been working on. Coming out soon. So this is a 13,000 days played Minecraft world, and it's one that genuinely makes you realize that after a certain point, it becomes hard to see everything in a world. Even with some nicely laid out paths and everything like that, the scale of a world like this just gets ridiculous. I could show you with an Elytra if I really wanted to, but this spawn area is so intensely built with so many crazy big things in every direction that it's actually a hard one to keep a handle on, because sure, from above we can just about get to the edge of the built area with just a few hundred blocks flown in each direction, but imagine that actually there's a whole couple of other transport mechanisms which you might not see that way. So one of them in this world, I happen to know, is an underground, a cave system which operates underneath everything else, as you can see. Very cool looking. Wait, this isn't a cave system, this just goes from one side of a mountain to the other. Why does this exist? You can't have a house that's just a tunnel. Well, I guess you can if you're Mr. Amble. But you'll see that underground other stuff, there are all sorts of wild things like this beautiful little sanctuary here, or aquarium I guess is the word. Or back behind here we find... Okay, this looks like a regular cave actually. What have I just walked into? Oh, how does this exist? What are these blocks? Oh, glass panes! Oh, this is such a clever way to have bubble columns. It looks like there's nothing there, actually. But all around the world are these clever hints at an alternate way to get around, such as this right here. Oh, that was kind of scary. And they lead you into a secret set of tunnels that get you around the world this way. Like, ooh, look at this. There's an animal farm. Oh, they get to live a good life. They don't know any worse, at least. And if we look over here, what do we see? Okay, we got signs actually showing us around. There's an aquarium down there, looks pretty intense. Triple D's store over there. And the point is to say is there are so many cool things built for... There's a chicken who is trapped in a prison over there. I don't know what that chicken did wrong, but I'm not going to ask. The storage, being able to have all this stuff kind of hidden away from view. So this is a toilet, level 2. The way this works is if you want to go and do your business, you can do so in privacy, because... with this single button right here, you can lock the door behind you. It's a bit of a slow shutting door, but it's one that guarantees your privacy, I think it goes without saying. Absolutely lovely to look at. I am going to do a little bit of a bad thing here, and I'm not gonna shut down the door, but I'm just going to fly right out of it like this. Oof. And yeah, you can see that there is a whole underground subterranean transport network with its whole set of builds that you would just miss if you weren't someone who knew the world. And to be fair, after 13,000 Minecraft days, you'd hope you would. But yeah, it's just hinted at in these tiny places. So if you were to look, you might see some iron grates that hint at something down here. But it's kind of some of the beauty of stuff like this, is feeling like it's hidden away, and for it to feel like it's hidden away, it has to actually be at least partially hidden, right? Oh, this is clever. Mob spawning light on, off. I like that, actually. I also like that there is a way out over here, and so, again, it just looks so hidden. It's behind some bushes, next to a tree. You're probably not going to be paying attention, and yeah, this is... This space used to be a single hidden room that has just been expanding, and I really love that, personally. Also, this is from the 24th of November, and it's a publisher. It's got a publisher. That's something he really loves. But yeah, this is a really cool thing about this world, is the fact that as we explore more and more, we start to spot these little things. One of the charming things about this, though, is the fact that, like any good world, there is this balance you're always striking about where you should build the things that you want to have. And so in this world, for example, if I can just get my way out here, you can see that as soon as you leave the city walls, I don't know why there's no door here. Wait, there was a door? Did I just not see that? Am I... Okay, whatever. So as you leave the city walls, you can see that, yeah, actually civilization does cut down a lot. There are roads to get you around here, but you can see that they're clearly much less developed. Even though someone might have joined this world and built themselves a lovely pink castle over there, it is otherwise in a desolate, remote area. There is a charm to building in Minecraft in the nature, and so in the same way that in the real world, we build these amazing cities. The testament to what humans can do is in our biggest cities with our densest, tallest, craziest buildings. The people who live and work in those still have this desperate desire to see nature. And the same is true vice versa. People who live in nature and on farms are fascinated when they go to the city for the first time. There is a contrast that always needs to be had in a world like this, and I feel like this is somewhat accomplished. This is an art project. What am I standing inside right now? Being reminded that every world has its extreme contrast within it is something that is really useful in my opinion, because it helps you realize that for every insane build you see, having a big empty area next to it isn't quite perfect, and for every insane collection you see, for every big area, you need to have some spaced out vibes too. For every ridiculous thing that looks perfect in a YouTube video, you've got to consider how does it actually work when someone's playing with it. This is one of the questions I'm always trying to ask and answer really at the same time, and it's one of the things that I know a lot of people hate, because they'll say no, there's just one objective style of building and it's the one that looks good when you see it in a single frame for a single video. But the truth be told is the perfect Minecraft world is the one that you build, the one that helps you tell your story, and the one which you feel genuinely proud of and which makes you happy to play in. And oh my god, this is so ridiculous. And honestly, anything else is just a bonus. If you enjoy your Minecraft world, if you want to spend lots of time in there, then that's all that really matters. And I think there's one last thing I want to say as the conclusion for this video. I've seen some wild worlds today, and I think I'm intensely curious to hear if anyone has played for more days than this. If you have, please do post it on r/IVXToyCat, our subreddit, and please do invite me to your world, add it to a Minecraft realm if you can, if it's on Bedrock, and please do share it with me. Ideally put your number of days played in the title. I know that it's open to abuse and anyone can just fake it, like I said, but I really do believe that if there are longer term survival worlds out there, then someone watching this video will have shared it. The longest I've seen so far is 14,000 days, but that was someone who plays with a lot of add-ons, and so again, if you're playing in pure survival, ideally, I'd love to be able to share that, and I think that this feature is something that we should all be giving credit to Mojang for, because it's something really simple to add. They were already tracking the data anyway, and they're just choosing to show it to all of us. The reason for it was probably to do with the trends of 100 days on YouTube or whatever, but it's something I want to give them credit for regardless, because it's something I really value. And so after recently hitting 6,000 days in my Let's Play world, I would like to say that my goal is definitely for that survival world to hit 10,000 before I die, and hopefully a lot sooner than that too. And I think it's a cool little secondary goal for your world to have something like that too. But yeah, for now, I hope you all enjoyed this video, specifically going through people's days played in their realms, and I hope that you found it to be... Oh my god, what have I just seen here? You see, that's the crazy thing about a world this big, is you'll never see it all, no matter how hard you try. I was originally going to have a pitch to subscribe to the video here, but I decided instead, actually, to have a pitch to anyone out there who's considering, getting into a long-term survival world after being someone who frequently switches in and out. Give it a shot. You might just enjoy it, and this video shows what happens when you go well beyond just simply enjoying it. And also maybe leave a comment down below if you've got an expectation about the most played Minecraft world out there. I mean, more than 180 days, or 90 days minimum, feels like it's very unlikely, but there's a lot of people who love Minecraft, and I'd love to know if you're one of them. But yeah, for now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Well, there's a lot of foxes on this path, huh? Goodbye. Is that going to be a chicken, or is that modern art? I don't actually know. Oh, it's a hedgehog. Okay, see you next time. Bye.